Howdy, with this video I want to go over the song analysis essay, make sure you understand what I'm looking for there and what kind of songs you might want to be thinking about. Just want to go over the schedule real quickly. We got to have about 3.5 weeks left, which is kind of neat. It's also kind of scary because you only got 3.5 weeks left, right? But I'm doing this video on the 28th of October on Wednesday. So for tomorrow night, on the 29th, General 7, 10 through 12 are due, the last ones. Then we're going to get going on that song analysis essay. On Monday, you'll send me your topic. And you might have to go through a couple of songs to get to the one you want to work with. So don't be surprised if the first one that pops in your head isn't the one you end up writing about. Then, of course, on Thursday, just like before, you'll send the first two paragraphs and make sure you're on the right track. And then on Monday, the 9th, the draft is due to Ms. Loopy. There was a typo in the original syllabus, so make sure you make that adjustment. It shouldn't have to be much of an adjustment because this is what it says on hers. But the draft's due to her on Monday the 9th. Then just like before, you're going to revise for the essay one more time, send it to me. I'll check the MLA components. Doing a few kind of things a little bit differently. It's just something new with MLA and quoting from song lyrics. And then the final version will be due on Monday the 16th, I'm sorry. My mother's birthday, I should know that date. And then for the 19th, the final exam will be due. Hopefully I have the song analysis graded. If I may need take me another day or two. We'll see what happens there that week. That'll be pretty much the end of the class. Might have something due kind of that Friday or Saturday if I can't get the essay graded by Thursday. I'm going to do my best to have that done though, so we can finish up the course. And that's it. And for the final exam, it's not worth a whole lot of points. About 7.5% of the overall grade. Enough for you to make sure you do it. But this is going to be an essay, kind of a review about the class, but a shorter essay. Hopefully one you can do fairly quickly by the end of this Comp 1 course, right? But nothing you have to study for or worry about too much. And for the song analysis, well, let me show you. It's located here under essay assignments, right there on the content page. I already have it pulled up. Excuse me. But for this essay, you're going to write a 1,300-word analysis of why you like one song from one particular performance or album. The word count, it always sounds like a lot, but generally if you're not making the word count, you're probably not doing something you're supposed to do within the essay. And that's kind of just an early warning sign that maybe something's not being developed properly or you're missing something from the essay. But you're going to pick one song from one particular performance or album. Different. Sometimes the live version of the song is a lot different than the studio version. Maybe you saw this song in person and it had an effect on you, so you may be talking about that one performance there. Kind of depends on you and which song you're going to work with and your experiences with it. And again, you may go through a couple of songs. One, don't always think of it in terms of the coolest song ever. I've had some students say, I want to write about AC/DC, and I'm like, well, one, do you even understand the lyrics to AC/DC? It's more of a 3-4 minute scream throughout the song quite often. But also, it's going to be hard to get 1,300 words out of it. Rocks! The song rocks! And, that's nice. It's great to have a song that rocks for you, but they may not be the one you want to use for the essay. You want to start thinking about songs that kind of bring back memories. Is there a particular song that your sports team played before they went onto the field or the court or wherever? Is there a song that reminds you of your friends in high school and all the carefree times you had back then? Yeah, if you had carefree times, not everybody does in high school. Does it remind you of a particular person, a particular place? Is there a song that was playing the first time you saw the ocean, for example? But things like that, songs that bring back particular memories, that remind you of someone you know in a particular way. The lyrics, they may be kind of silly. They just may be a song that just perks you up when you're feeling down. But kind of think about that song that actually kind of means something to you, not just a great. Don't try and deal with the coolest song, the best song ever written. A good example, had a good essay on the Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini song. And the student did not argue that was the greatest song ever written. If you haven't heard it, go ahead and Google it real quickly and you'll realize pretty quickly it's a silly song. But it reminds her of her grandmother. They used to sing it together. They both had it memorized and could sing it all the way through. So they had good times, and it turns out her grandmother was actually the person who raised her. Then it also reminded her of the time her grandmother actually tried to find a itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini for her, and all the effort she went to find this piece of clothing. And eventually found it, and it just kind of reminded her of how much her grandmother cared about her and would make those kinds of efforts for her when nobody else was willing to do that. So very, very interesting essay. I can't remember what the third point was, but it was a good essay. But again, she was not arguing this was the coolest song ever, or even that was a particularly good song, but it just reminded her of, her grandmother and the efforts her grandmother made and things like that. But she had 3 distinct points there, which we'll get to in a second. So kind of make sure you think about that. Again, you might have to go through 2 or 3 songs. You may get to one kind of go like, it's a cool song, but I don't really have much to say about it. Sometimes songs remind you of things you may not want to talk about, right? Their songs give us access into our own memories and feelings. So you might have to go through a couple to pick the one you want to work with. For this essay, we're going to use MLA formatting, just like all the other ones. You should have at least 4 sources in your essay, which we'll talk about here in a second. Short quote, long quote, summary, and paraphrase, all the fun punctuation, and you still have the forbidden words there. Again, you're not trying to convince the reader that this is the best song ever. You're trying to show the reader why you like the song and why it means something to you. And in your conclusion, you might end up saying, like, isn't it weird how the silliest songs, or sometimes the songs you don't, maybe didn't like the first time, all of a sudden have a lot of meaning to you for one reason or another. If this essay is going to be in major sections, section 1 is kind of the introductory section. You're going to introduce the song, talk about the artist. I'm 56 years old. If you're writing about a song written in the last 20 years, I may not know what it is. I'm just getting old, and all the music starts to sound the same. But again, your point's not to impress me with your song selection. It's to demonstrate why the song means something to you, and how music has that kind of meaning for us. So you want to just introduce a specific album or CD, album, show my age there, right? Or a performance, right? The neat thing about these days is you can get on Spotify or YouTube and play whatever music you want whenever you want. So you might just talk about one YouTube video or something like that. But make sure it's a specific one. If you think about it, if you saw Bruno Mars do Uptown Funk at the Super Bowl, that's a much different style performance than the one on the YouTube video, for example. So make sure you're choosing one performance. But within this paragraph, you're going to provide a short biography of the artist. Who is it? How they get their start. Tell us a little bit about them. And a brief history of the song, when it was written. And of course, you want to kind of introduce the song. You want to kind of assume your reader has not heard the song. And it does. And I tend to play it when I'm grading your essays. But you'll give a brief introduction to the song. And that's where some research is coming in. To do that biography, you need to provide, you need to go to a source and find out that information. You need to credit it and cite it on your works cited page. Put it on your works cited page and cite it in your essay. Also, within this paragraph, you should have a brief, 1, 2, maybe 3 sentences top if it's a complex song, but just your basic plot summary of the song, which is just what happens in the song, what's the song about. Is it a love song? Is it just a dance song? What's going on there? But hopefully by the end of this introduction, you should be able to kind of help the reader who's never heard the song understand what the song's about. But you don't want to get, tell me everything that happens in every line of the song here, because it's going to get kind of boring, and you're going to take us on a, you're going to get sidetracked, and it's going to be not much fun to read. So kind of keep that summary pretty quick and to the point. The second section is going to be second section. I'm having a hard time saying section here. You're going to talk about the song's genre. What type of music is it? And you want to be as specific as possible. If you just say it's rap music, well, is it East Coast, West Coast, gangster rap? Well, and I don't know all the different types of rap here, but you want to kind of get as specific as possible. And you're going to use the source to define what that genre is and some characteristics of the genre and why you think that song fits into that genre. Then the third section, that's going to be the bulk of the essay. This is the body of the essay. You kind of give us an introduction to the artist, a brief introduction to the song, an introduction to the genre. Now you're ready to tell us those 3 reasons you like this song or why the song means something to you. And again, in this section, you're not going to tell me what happens in the song. You've already done that in the first section, right? You already provided that summary. So don't do that again. You tell me why you like the song and what it means to you and what memories it brings back, or if it reminds you of a particular person, a particular time in your life. You can also talk about the lyrics in one paragraph. Maybe these lyrics are profound to me because I relate to these different lyrics here. Also, you might talk about the beat. When I'm feeling down and this song comes on the radio or whatever, or if I have it on my playlist and it comes on. All of a sudden, a bad day turns into a good day because it just pets me up and gets me going. But whatever those 3 reasons are, you're going to spend a paragraph on each one. You're not going to just recount what happens in the song. You will use lyrics from the song to support what you're saying. So you might say, when I hear this lyric, and give the quote, then I feel this way, and it reminds me of this. And then you're going to use the lyrics to support why you like the song, but don't just recount what happens in the song. Or it's going to get pretty boring because you've already done a summary, and 2, that's not the point of the essay. The whole point is, why do you like this? Why the song means something to you, and what does it mean to you? And it's interesting how different music means different things to different people. In the conclusion, don't just summarize your essay. That's kind of been a theme throughout the semester, right? What's the overall point of your song analysis? Is this a song everybody should know and love? Is this going to be a song that we'll be singing, 500 years from now? Is this a song you're going to share with the children and grandchildren? It's just neat how music can produce memories and feelings, and how it's just interesting how much music means to human beings, right? You're also going to end up supplying the lyrics to the song. You're going to number those lines for me so I can find your citations quickly. We'll talk about that here in a second. But again, don't be surprised if you end up going through 2, 3, 4 different songs trying to find the one you really want. You're really going to be able to get an essay out. Also up here on the content page is that sample essay you're reading for journal number 11. Under help resources. I'm going to go ahead and download this. Well, I was going to try to. I guess I'll click on it first. But you've read this for journal number 11. There it goes. I'm not going to read this thing to you, word for word or anything, but I just want to point out a few things that she is following the assignment guidelines. That's kind of a trick question on her journal entry. I wouldn't put up a sample essay that didn't follow the guidelines. But you're going to see once she's getting all those required punctuation in there, I'm kind of pointing those out as we go along. And she does a good job telling us who 21 Pilots is. And she's going to be talking about Stressed Out, which is a good song to listen to at this point in the semester. And she kind of goes in there and tells us a little bit about 21 Pilots, a little bit about what's going on with the band, who they are, why they might have written this song. And she does a good job of including a thesis statement there and telling us the 3 reasons she likes the song. But before she does that, she's going to get into describing what kind of genre it is. And it's kind of a weird song to try and do that because there's different things going on in the song. But, and again, you may see this right away and go like, oh, I hate that song. It's been so overplayed. I hate this thing. But again, the point of the essay is not to get you to like the song. The point of the essay is for her to show you why it means something to her. And that's what you should be convinced of by the end. It's like, oh, okay, I can see why somebody would like this song and why she does. Then she spends a paragraph on each reason she likes to listen to the song and uses quotes to support what she's saying. But again, she's not just telling you what happens in the song. She's just using those quotes to kind of say, here's the lyric that reminds me of this, or and things like that. And you're going to notice when she's quoting from the lyrics, that number there is the line number she's quoting from. So again, you're going to provide the lyrics, and you're going to number the lyrics line by line, 1 to infinity, whatever the end of the song is. Because when you cite poetry, you're going to cite using line number. I'm going to treat songs as poetry. So when you see that little number there, that's what's going on there. That's the line number to the song. That's the last reason she likes the song. And again, you're not trying to recommend the song so much, and you kind of see I'm commenting there. And you want to kind of give us the big picture. What does music mean to us? What's going to be the overall impact of the song on the rest of your life? Kind of stuff. And then you have your works cited page, where you're going to kind of you have to give the source of that biographical information, the genre information, the information about the song when it was written, and other information that you might find to be relevant here. And then you have the lyrics. One complaint I might have is that she didn't number them. That's not the end of the world because generally I can highlight them and just hit the number thing. I can't do it. I'm not going to be able to do that in PDF. But make sure you number the line numbers so I know where the quotes are coming from. But it's a good sample essay to look at. It's following the assignment, making the word count and everything like that. So if you have any questions, be sure to let me know. And again, as you're thinking about a song, thinking, man, I got to get 1,300 words out of this thing. And make sure you come back to the sample essay and kind of see a silly, that's not a silly song, but it's kind of a song about being stressed out can all of a sudden mean a lot to a writer here. But if you have any questions, be sure to let me know. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.